Guys, let's talk again about some of the other things we need to do for closing. So we talked about the chemicals. Now we need to shut it down, cover it up, close things out. So you put your chemicals in. Before you drain it down completely, consider cleaning your filter. A backwash filter cleaner is good this time of year if you're not going to change your sand in the spring, and spring is the best time to change your sand because it's dry, it's easier to get out of there. So a backwash filter cleaner, or if you have a cartridge filter, then a universal filter cleaner will help for you as well. Short of that, now we have to drain some of the water out of the pool. The best way to do that is through your skimmer. If you wanted to do a little more vacuuming, you could vacuum to waste. If you have just 1 or 2 leaves left in there, now's the time to do that, because you know that vacuuming to waste with a sand filter, you're going to be pulling water right out through your backwash hose. So you can take advantage of that, or you can drain it down with a garden hose, whatever's going to work easier for you. So there's 2 holes in the pool that we have to consider plugging. You're definitely going to want to plug your return line, and you should consider plugging your skimmer. So plugging your skimmer, you have a couple of different options. And there's standard square skimmers, or there is wide mouth rectangular skimmers, and we have plugs for both of those, and we have a couple of options for you. So you can just drain it down to the bottom of the skimmer, and then you can use one of these guys. It's just a nice hard plastic on the inside. So this is going to face the inside of the pool, and then there's a nice squishy foam on the inside here. So that's going to pop right on the inside and plug your skimmer. Or you can use an old-fashioned, but I still like it, Aquador system. So I'm going to show you this with a standard one. So the Aquador system is a 2-part. This is actually going to replace the inside plate of your skimmer. So now that you have the water drained down, right, to the bottom of the skimmer here, you can take the screws out of the existing skimmer, put this plate on, and this plate has got a little ridge on the sides here, and that's to accommodate kind of like a plastic Tupperware lid that's going to go on there. So this will also seal the inside. To put this on, I would soak it in some warm water so it's pliable, and then you're just going to pop it right on there, and then that's going to stay like that all winter. You don't necessarily have to plug the skimmer. Some people don't. You will get some displacement of water through the skimmer whether or not you have it plugged, but you could displace more water than you wanted to if you don't plug the skimmer. Okay, so there's your skimmer, and I'm going to come a little bit closer to show you in greater detail the return plug. So your return plug is the eyeball, right? That's where the water shoots back into the pool. So this is what it's going to look like on the inside. This is the whole complete unit of it. Here's the gaskets where your liner are. This is actually the portion that's outside of the pool. So you want to plug this on the inside. You definitely want to plug your return. No matter how far down you drain the pool, just plug your return. So you're going to do this in a couple of different stages. You're going to loosen up the ring that's on the inside. I'm going to do it here. Be careful because that eyeball will pop out and you got to fish it out of the cold water. So ring comes out, that's the first part. You're going to take the eyeball out. So then you're left with this part here, and then there's one more insert here as well. So you can do one of 2 things. Now you can use a rubberized winterizing plug, and this is a number 8 plug. That's going to go right in there. You're going to put it in there nice and tight, and then twist this little wing nut here until it's nice and locked in there. So that's pretty darn secure. But you guys have lived in Rochester long enough. You know that ice can do a lot of stuff. So you can use this, or if you want something that's a little bit more secure, then I would suggest you buy one of these little tiny little pieces of plastic, which actually is going to fit right into the center insert. You're going to loosen it up, and then you can remove that third piece. Once that third piece is removed, then you'll see it's got a nice threaded area in here. So you can use a threaded winter plug with an O-ring on it, and that's going to be nice and secure. That's going to thread right in there, and you don't have to worry about that popping out at all in the wintertime. Okay, so that can go in there just like that. And this is what it's going to look like on the inside. So that's a good thing to use. Alrighty. Then we've got to put the cover on the pool, right? So we've got stuff plugged. Oh, let's talk one more thing. If you had a center drain on your pool, so if you're an above ground customer or in grounds, everybody's got underground lines for an in grounds. But if you have a center drain for an above ground, really the only thing you can do to winterize that is detach that line. You're going to have that line standing up outside the pool. You're going to have to tie it off on something. You know, maybe sink a post in there. Make sure that that line stays straight up in the air though, because if that flops down, your pool's going to be draining all winter long. Tie that up. Half a gallon to a gallon of antifreeze into that line for winterizing. Okay? Cover's got to go on the pool now. So your winter cover is going to come in a couple of different thicknesses, whatever one you choose. Usually the colored side is up, black side goes down. They're going to have grommets on there. If you buy a cover from us, our covers that come in a box and the cable and winch are included inside of there. So you're going to use your cable. If you lost your cable, you can buy replacement cables. They come in 100-foot lengths and 135-foot length. 100-foot will do up to a 24 round. 135-foot is anything larger than a 24 or an oval pool. Then you want to get one of those. So you're going to wind the cable through the grommets. So you're going to go up through one, down through the next, and then just keep repeating all the way around. What I do suggest is you'll notice that there are some grommets that are farther apart and some grommets that are closer together. So what you want is the ones that are farther apart, put them up over the colored side like this, and then down underneath in the shorter parts. And I'll show you when we get outside too. So basically the larger areas have the cable on the outside so they're able to pull tighter against the pool. You have a little more surface area. And then when you get to the very end, let's say we've kind of put that all the way through, then you've got the winch or the ratchet at the other end, right? Let me come a little closer. So you'll see that this device has a hole on either side here, and then there's a bar in the center that also has a hole in it, and that's what you're going to use to tighten. You can even hear it clicking as we go here. So cable all the way around in the cover, and then you're going to go through one side and then through that post like so. Hopefully you can see that, right? In through the side and then through the post, and then I'm going to pull it forward so it's going to miss. Now we're going to pretend that this back side is the pool. We've got everything covered up back here. Now we want to come in through the other side here and in the opposite direction through the post, if you can see through my fat fingers here. Let me get it in here and then I'll show you. Sometimes it takes me a second. There we go. Okay. So I've got two loose ends sticking out in the same direction here. You can see those. And then I've got it coming through the sides here, here. So it's going through the post. If you have a lot of excess cable, make sure you cut that off so we have some nice tension in there. So that's going through the post, and now all I'm going to do is turn it to tighten it, and it clicks, and then it's just pulling tension on that cable. Okay, and that's how you're going to tighten that on top of the pool. A couple of suggestions before you actually put the cover on and tighten it. When I put a cover on a pool, I think the easiest way is to find a nice open area, make sure the grass isn't too loose right there, maybe rake up a little bit. But I usually take the cover and then flip it upside down and lay it flat on the yard. Then you can put a couple things underneath here if you want to. Some people like to use a pillow underneath the cover. The pillow is actually for ice expansion. It does help keep the cover off of the pool water, but it's really to help with ice expansion. So you're leaving an air pocket underneath so the ice can expand inwards against that pillow. It does not have to be in the center. You can let it free float underneath there. For me, I'm a little OCD right now. I like to have things in line. So you can tie it off if you wanted to. So remember, your cover's upside down. Now go ahead and weave the cable through while it's upside down. Take your pillow. This is a 4x4 pillow. If you have a round pool, we usually suggest a square pillow. If you have an oval pool, then a rectangular pillow works well. You're going to blow this up only about a third of the way. It's not to be like a big ball or a big balloon. You only want to do maybe 60% of air capacity in here because you want it to be nice and squishy. If you push down in the center, you should still be able to feel the ground. Remember, we're just making an air pocket. If that pops over the wintertime, that's good. It's done its job, right? It's helped with any kind of ice damage. So it's really going to take that, absorb that expansion. For your pillow, you can attach it now a couple of ways. Again, you can have it free floating. That pillow is going to have a grommet on two ends, so you could tie some twine or something on that if you wanted to. Place it in the middle and tie that twine then to your cable. Or you can use this cute little thing called a pillow pal. A pillow pal is a two-sided Velcro piece. It actually has a smiley face on it, but you lose that in the packaging. So one side of the Velcro is going to go on the back of your cover. Other side of the Velcro is going to go on the pillow, and then you're going to stick them together. So now, remember, your cable is wound through. You got that pillow stuck on there. You can just take it, lift it up, and put it right over the pool. Don't do it on a windy day. It's better when you have two people getting a little extra help with that too. Alrighty, So cover goes over, tighten it up with a winch, and then you can do another thing if you wanted to as well, and this is called a leaf net. A leaf net is going to help catch any of the leaves that are going to come down now in the fall before the winter time. This you can attach right over the top of your cover, and it's going to go onto your pool the same way that the cover would. This is going to come with a cable and winch as well. What you do is you wait for all the leaves to fall. Before we get that damaging, freezing ice that we get every winter, you want to take this off of there because these are not inexpensive, and it's a nice fine mesh, so you don't want to lose that. So take it off before we get a lot of snow on top of there. Alrighty. And then we've got to hold that cover down too. So I'm going to talk about some things that we can use on top of the cover. I'm going to take you outside and show you those things. So be back with you in just a few minutes.